This week on Fit Body Warrior TV.
I'm here with some nutritional tips for you.
Today we're going to talk about 3 non-crunching exercises.
Hey everyone, Coach Brian here to tell you, you need to fail to get to success.
Hi, it's Andy. I'm here with some nutritional tips for you. I wanted to talk to you about 3 big nutritional mistakes that people often make. And the first one would be that you're not even aware of what you're eating. A lot of people I talk to, and I ask them how their diet is, and they're like, well, I eat pretty healthy. Well, we think we do, but sometimes we forget about the things that we snacked on, or we kind of conveniently forget about the beer that we had on the weekend. So the first thing you need to do is start journaling your food, because it's important to be aware of what you're eating and also when. It's a good way to figure out what your weak spots are. The second tip would be for you not to try and change everything all at once. If you are trying to change all your eating habits at one time, it becomes overwhelming, and it can lead to yo-yo dieting or restrictive binge dieting. So you're really good all week long and then you just totally lose it on the weekend. Or it could also set you up for that failure thing where you're like, oh my God, I ate this wrong food, and so now you're thinking you totally failed, and then you just totally abandon all your efforts. So try to pick 1 or 2 things that you can change, work on them, and when you get that down and you're consistent with it, then you can pick up on a couple of new things that you want to work on. And the third thing that is a big nutrition mistake would be not having a plan. All right, if you know what you're going to eat and you shop for it and you meal prep for it, you're more than likely to be successful than if you don't do any of those things. Your meal prep does not have to be fancy. It can just be chicken breast and veggies or salad, and just keep it simple. Keep it to what your lifestyle is and what your likes and dislikes are, and just make it easy on yourself. Okay? Thank you, and I'll see you again next week.
What's up guys, Bill, Fit Body Boot Camp, your morning coach here. Today we're going to talk about 3 non-crunching exercises that will work our abdominals. A lot of people think that our abdominals just include our abs right here, but they also include our obliques and our transverse abdominis, which wraps around our back and connects to our spine. So today we're going to talk about some 3 of my favorite ab exercises. So the first exercise we're going to do today is we're going to do a plank with a shoulder tap. Plank is one of those very basic movements. It doesn't seem like an abdominal exercise, but the primary focus of it and the primary muscle that you're going to be using is that transverse abdominis that I talked about. So what we're going to do is you can either do this 1 of 2 ways. You can do it from your hands, or you can do it on the elbows, which is what I prefer. So you're going to put your elbows under your shoulders, squeeze those quads, squeeze those glutes, and then suck that belly button in as hard as you possibly can. Hold it 35 to 45 seconds. Once you're there, then you release. Another option is you can be up on your hands and then tap one shoulder. Still keeping those quads, hips nice and level. Keep those glutes nice and tight. All right, so the second exercise we're going to talk about today is dead bugs. We're using the stability ball right here. This is a great exercise for those abdominals. Also works a little bit of your multifidus, and then again that transverse abdominis. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay on your back, squeezing the ball between your legs and your hands. You're going to take the opposite leg and opposite hand, dropping it down, not letting it touch the floor, then squeezing that ball as hard as you can. So the last exercise we're going to talk about today is flutter kicks. This is another great abdominal exercise without you having to do that crunch. The great thing about this is it works almost that entire chain of that rectus abdominis with a particular focus on those lower abs. Also get a little bit of hip flexor in there, but majority of it is an abdominal exercise. So you're going to go ahead and lay down on the floor, putting your hands right under your hips, keeping your feet off the ground, and then just kicking them, making sure to keep your toes pointed back nice and quick. Don't let those feet hit that floor. And then 30 to 45 seconds. All right, so guys, those are 3 exercises that you can do to avoid a crunch. We talked about the plank, talked about that dead bug, and then we also use those flutter kicks. I incorporate those into my abdominal routine once or twice a week. That's all you gotta do. Just really focus on keeping that core nice and tight. Core stability is very important. Have a great day, guys. Bill, Fit Body Bootcamp Coach.
Hey everyone, Coach Brian here to tell you, you need to fail to get to success. So many people get so upset when they make a mistake or they screw up or they had a bad weekend with their diet, now they've just failed and oh, the world is over and I'm not even gonna worry about getting in shape because I'm just too far gone. And the truth is, you need to fail to get to success. I think we can all agree, if you really look back at your history, where you are right now is not really because of your successes. It's because of all the things you screwed up that you had to learn from to make right to get to where you are. So take that mindset and start celebrating these failures. When you screw up, celebrate it. Put your hands in the air and go, how fascinating when you screw up, because it refrains your brain to realize that when you screw up, it's fine. You just learn from it. So if you screwed your weekend up, look at your weekend and say, okay, how did that really happen? Well, it was so-and-so's birthday and this happened. So really it was planning that screwed it up. So going forward, what's our plan to make sure it doesn't happen again, right? That's how we become successful. You have to fail. So don't freak out if you get a bad weigh-in or you screw up on a weekend of food. It's gonna happen, we're human, right? But celebrate it, learn from it, and put a plan in place so you don't repeat the same failures, okay? Or if you do, it's in a different way, all right? So stop freaking out about failure, celebrate it, and I promise you, you will get to where you're trying to go a lot faster and have a lot more fun. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fit Body Warrior TV. If you got a lot of value from it, or at least a few tips, be sure to subscribe or follow us to get more videos just like this delivered to you every week. If you want to take it the next step and become a true Fit Body Warrior, be sure to click on the link in the description and try us out for 3 days totally free.